All right. Thank you for joining me for another video. We got some new parts for the Corvette today. You're gonna see the car in the background. Garage, as always, you guys know, is a mess. We got boat parts. The boat has been the bane of my existence this summer. I have not gotten this thing out all summer. It broke, and it broke big, as you can tell from the size of these boxes. My transom plate actually cracked at the beginning of the summer, actually on Father's Day. Almost sunk the boat, so that's fun. Hopefully this will be getting replaced at some point soon. This has been slowing down Corvette mods, and I'm getting back to Corvette mods, and I decided I'm going to start going crazy, and then found some other projects around the house that need to be done. So you guys are going to see the C6 in the background, and we got some parts from Extreme Online Store. I'll go ahead and flip these around and you guys can see. All right, so like I was saying, we got some parts from Extreme Online Store where they obsess over my vehicle. So you guys know, I absolutely hate doing cookie cutter shit. You know, for my GT500, for my SN95, and if you guys know me from way back in the day, just I like to do stuff a little bit different. I don't like to do all the same mods that everybody does, but this one I'm going to be forced to do cookie cutter. So my front lip is torn up. I'm going to show you guys that. Front lip is torn up. I needed a new front lip. I really feel like I needed side skirts on this thing. I think this thing just looks great the way it is, but it needs side skirts. And if you guys know, I'm picky. There aren't a lot of options. The options are ZR1, extended ZR1, and like that's it. So there really are no options. ACS Composites has a 060 or something like that side skirts that were pretty badass. They were like C7 side skirts. I really did like those, but just I didn't know if I was gonna like them enough for the price that they were. And my big thing is the color of the plastic on the OEM, you know, C6 stuff. This is you know, this is just a regular ABS plastic. It's like a textured ABS plastic. It's like a matte black, almost gray. So I wanted something that matches that. If you look at the front lip, you're gonna see the same thing. It is, I don't know how much you're gonna be able to see here, but if you guys have ever seen these before, again, it's like a matte black plastic. And more importantly, because I have the wide body car, I also have the matte black plastic canards, I guess you're gonna call them, mud flaps, something like that. So my logic was, I'm gonna have a side skirt that's gonna bump right up against this, and right up against, you know, it's gonna be right up against the lip, right up against the mud flap. So I wanted something to match. Shit, that car got dirty just from driving it a little bit. So I wanted something that was gonna match the bottom, which that ACS Composites wasn't going to. Their matte black or their primer still had a little bit more gloss, and again, you're gonna kind of see that on that back bumper flare there. So what I was going for here is the top, having the top all gloss black, black windows, and then going with the gloss black spoiler. So any of you guys that gave me a hard time about going with a gloss black spoiler, this was my plan. All gloss black up top, all gloss yellow in the middle, and then all matte black on the bottom. The other thing I said I was going to do this week, I was actually going to order forged wheels. So I was actually going to go with a set of modular forged wheels this week. But as soon as I get a whole lot of money, other projects start to come up. Like I said, I'm still knee deep in shit with that boat. I got like $6 grand worth of parts sitting right there. Probably gonna have another 3 to 5 grand in labor fixing that. And then, you know, we could use some stuff around the house. I should probably do some flooring in the house, a couple other little things, you know, I've been neglecting for a little bit. But nonetheless, I did get the side skirts and the front lip. I'm going to show you in a minute. And I also got some Morimoto XB taillights. I had them last week and I had to send them back because the retrofit source really fucked up my order. 2 times actually. 2 times I fucked up my order. I got pissed and I sent them back, and I bought a new set from Summit. So those will probably be here tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna bunch them in with this install or not, but let me go ahead and flip over to POV view and we'll see what these things look like. So like with all POV videos, I'm gonna hope and pray that you guys are actually seeing what I want you to see. So let's go ahead and pop open the front lip first. That the matte black actually, oh yeah, it looks like it's gonna match perfectly. Yes, 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 yes. All right, let's get this out the bag. This is what I was going for. Again, not a fan of OEM style stuff. Not a fan of ZR1 because everybody and their fucking mother runs these things. But I did go with the basic ZR1, OEM style ZR1, and not the extended one, because I think the extended one looks retarded. It sticks out way too far from the front of the car. So looks like the color match is gonna be perfect on that. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Let's go ahead and check out the side skirts. So these actually have, these come with side skirts, and they come with the mud flaps, I guess we're gonna call these. It's a Corvette, so I'm not gonna call them mud flaps, but it does come with something that goes behind the rear wheel well to extend the side skirts. So let's go ahead and see what these guys look like. Again, nice matte finish. Everything matches. Everything is pre-drilled. I want to say the set was, you know, 360 bucks, something like that. So actually, you know, I'm decently surprised for the price it was. And then these jimmies go on the backs. Let's see what these guys look like. All right, these guys are gonna, I think they bolt on the back there. Oh, that's where they messed up. These are different finishes. Not cool, not cool. And they don't fit 100%, but man, Extreme Online, you kind of messed up a little bit there. I wish they would have been the same finishes. Let me go hold the side skirts up, see what they look like. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it on camera, but let me see what they look like. All right, so I just did a kind of sort of pseudo mock-up of the side skirts. They fit pretty decent, but just to give you an idea of what my original lip looked like. This thing is tagged up. Broken there. It's bent all up across, scratched up all across, and it's broken there, and again scratched up all across. This thing's tagged up pretty good. This thing's seen a lot of abuse, I guess, from the prior owner, not knowing how to drive. I have a hell of a time getting this thing up on the quick jacks now. The front is a little bit lower than the rear, but I had a hell of a time getting the quick jacks underneath there, and I'm wondering if it's going to be worse once the side skirts are on. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the underside a little bit with some alcohol, wipe everything down all nice, and yeah, see how everything goes. So I can't even lie and say that I hate the fitment, because it's actually pretty fucking good. I really didn't think it was gonna be, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I threw a couple bolts on the front into the stock holes. You can see fitment's pretty tight. I mean, once I get some 3M tape in there, it'll fill up that gap a little bit, and once I get the rest of the bolts in there, but I can't hate that. I don't know how much you're gonna be able to see there, but I don't really think it could fit any better. There's 3 or 4 bolts around the side, around this corner here. Again, once I get some 3M tape, it'll be a little bit tighter, but I can't even complain about that at all. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of the bolt holes up in there. Color me pretty impressed. All right, so here's one of the wheel well liners, or mud flaps, whatever you want to call it. And again, I can't hate that fitment. That's pretty nice in there. It's gonna take a little bit of finessing up top here to make sure it actually fits in that groove and contours properly. I may be able to hit it with a heat gun a little bit to kind of, right now, just holding up right against it. You're gonna see where it comes away from the body, but if I mold it in a little bit with the heat gun and kind of bend this a little bit, once the bolts are in, I really think this is gonna fit pretty damn good. One thing I don't like, and all the side skirts are like this, you're gonna have the bolt in at an angle. So once you take the side skirts off, you're gonna see a hole, probably, I mean, I'm hoping it's gonna be right at the underside, but it's gonna be real close to the edge. It's gonna be tight. I'm gonna stop for tonight because I'm losing daylight. I just wanted to kind of see how it was gonna bolt up and kind of get an idea. And I think it's probably gonna be pretty good. It's probably gonna be pretty good. So I'm gonna stop for the night. I'm gonna get everything in the house, let the car up on jack stands. Guys, we're a few days later. As you can tell, I haven't made any progress because I'm busy with work. But we just got a package from Summit Racing, and as you can see, these are Morimoto taillights, and they filled in the gap where the retrofit source couldn't get me the correct taillights. So you're gonna see we have 2 red taillights, and oh my god, we have 4 red taillights. I don't know why the retrofit source couldn't figure this out the first time or the second time, but you know, I guess third time's a charm. So I was going to make a separate video on this, but this is going to be so short it doesn't make any sense to make a separate video. Get these out, and if you guys have never seen these before, again, usually I'm not big on replacing taillights and headlights with non-OEM stuff, but you know, look at the difference there. I'm gonna go from non-LED to LED, and then also having a nice ring around the lights. And yeah, these should look pretty badass. From pictures I saw of everybody else's, they look great, so I decided to give them a try. Just go ahead and get the OEM taillights out and see what they look like. All right, again, just a T15 Torx bit, and get in that screw there and just loosen them up. Boom, stock taillight out. Doesn't get any easier than that. Again, let's put these side by side with the, which ones are these? These are the left hand side. So again, side by side. These have a little bit darker center, look pretty nice. Again, compared to the OEM ones, these things look pretty fabulous. I believe if you want sequential, you leave this unplugged. If you don't want sequential, you leave it plugged. I don't know that I'm going to like sequential. Actually, let me try it out without it. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you guys like the sequential, or do you like that they just come on at once? I'm kind of I'm indifferent about them. I don't know. I am going to undo these though. Man, those are a lot brighter. Holy shit. Just look at the difference between those 2 lights. That is unreal, the amount of brightness. These things are actually overwhelmingly bright. So that's non-sequential. So I think the sequential is pretty cool, but I'm gonna set them all up for non-sequential. I just think that looks better. Man, those things are bright. They're blinding me. Yeah, so I don't know what's up with this. This one fits decently tight. This one is loose. The OEM ones don't do that. So for 600 bucks, I definitely want those to fit a little bit better. Let me look at these a little bit closer. All right, so you can see the taillight side by side, stock to the LEDs. The LEDs look better, 100% better. I don't know that I'm happy with the fitment. Again, these are $600 taillights. Why can nobody just make anything good anymore? These are kind of chauncey. They fit tighter going in, but they're definitely loose in the cups. All right, so yeah, fitment aside, these things look badass compared to what the OEM ones were. The only other thing I can put a little bit of weather stripping around the perimeter of the taillights. I don't know how much it's going to drive me nuts hearing them knock around, but I can put a little bit of weather stripping around the perimeter of the taillights. They already do fit a little bit tight inside the openings though. So I don't know. I might run a little bit of something around there. I guess we'll see how it works out, and if I hear it banging around again. It kind of pisses me off. 600 bucks for taillights. I would expect a little bit better fitment than that. But again, these things do look pretty tremendous. So let's go ahead and turn them on, see what they look like all together. That is with the, man, that does look good though. It's hard to argue with the fitment when they look that damn good. So that's with the parking lights on. And yeah, those things are silly. They're silly bright compared to stock. They actually kind of hurt my eyes. All right, so a couple days later, car's still in the air. I've been busy with work. I probably should be taking this time to do some studying tonight, but I'm anxious to get the car down on the ground. I like to drive it on the weekends. It's Wednesday, and you know the weekend's coming sooner than later. So I want to try and get the side skirts mocked up tonight. All right, boys. So for the ones that want to know what it's like owning a Corvette, let me show you some of the Corvette stuff that people don't tell you about. Now, I went over this in another video. See all these pebbles in here? You're probably going to see. Let's see if I can open this up. All right. Look at all that shit that comes out of there. So this is all the stuff that scratches your paint. I can't even get to all of it, but I know that looks rather abusive, but there's so many little pebbles. They're stuck in between my rocker panels, and just look at all this crap. There's so many pebbles. They get stuck up in these wheel wells. And that's what you gotta do to break them apart. And you drop this down, and then the pebbles start coming out. So you can just see there's just more and more that just come out. So that, boys, that's what it's like owning a Corvette, if you ever questioned it. All right, so this is actually a little bit easier than I thought, because it does utilize some of the factory bolt holes. Up front here, it's going to use, let me see if I can get under here. Up here, it's going to use one of the holes for the liner, the wheel well liner. So you use one of the other holes here for the backside of the wheel well liner, and it'll actually hold it up. And then once you hold it up into place and start getting some screws started, it'll start pulling itself up into place. All right, so here's the butthole puckering part. So I got this back splash shield on. Sticks out a little bit further than the side skirt. Got one screw, one hole drilled there. So now as you're gonna go, you're gonna see there's a gap. You've got to push these side skirts in as you're going and make sure everything is flush as you're going. You'll see it sticks out, it's plastic, you bolt it in, and again, everything does line up pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start praying, and I'm gonna start drilling and see how it goes. So I'm not even gonna lie, my asshole was puckered this entire time, but this is bolted up good. I mean, this fits good. I can't even complain, guys. I'm more pissed off about those Morimoto taillights than I am about this thing. It just fits. So you're gonna see the underside, it doesn't really make it any lower on the side skirts. I'd say, you know, a ½ an inch lower, maybe, the way it kind of swoops down, but it's not really that much lower than the frame of the car or the underbelly of the car. A little bit here where where the car typically kind of swoops up a little bit. A smidge lower, you'll see, running my finger across, You'll see that gap, but it's not that much lower. So I should still be able to fit the quick jacks underneath here. They're not the easiest to fit under here now, but I don't anticipate them being too much of a problem. Still got to do the back bolts on this rear fender splash thing. I think I got one more screw up there I got to do actually, but otherwise, man, guys, I really can't complain about this. And you know me, I complain about everything. So I can't hate this. Let me go ahead and finish this up, see what it looks like. All right, both sides are done. Again, the fitment is pretty great. This side, I don't know if it was just the order that I did it. I couldn't get it super tight. You can see a little bit of air through there, or a little bit of light through there, but otherwise, again, everything fits great. See, passenger side is done. Got this one a little bit nicer. You see a little bit of light through there, but again, you know, fucking rocks stuck in the rockers, but everything is looking tight, looking nice. I made an executive decision. I'm not going to use the 3M tape they gave, so I'm going to knock them a little bit for this. They say to use the 3M tape on the side skirts, but they didn't give you enough 3M tape for the side skirts. They give you 3M tape for the front lip. But they say to use 3M tape to use it to line it up. However, there's already pre-drilled bolt holes, so I'm not going to use 3M tape just because 3M tape's a pain in the ass. It serves a purpose if you need it, but if you already have pre-drilled holes, you don't need it. So I'm just going to use the pre-drilled holes. That's what I use to line everything up. I'm just going to drill a couple extra holes. That's all I did for the side skirts and the back mud flap lit things. I'm going to do that for the front lip as well. I already have 6 bolts in or something from the factory spoiler or factory chin spoiler, and I'm just going to add a couple extra screws in there, self-tapping screws, and we're going to be done. All right, hopefully you guys can see something under here. This isn't the easiest workspace to work under, so I apologize ahead of time. There's already a hole there, and there was nothing there, which that's not cool. The thing that I find funny about this design, right here is the brake ducts, and right here is the duct feeding in, if you can see that. So it's not really in line with the brake duct. I guess the air is going to funnel in and shoots in there somehow, but I always thought that these were right on top of the brake ducts. All right, now time is going to tell. For all you guys want to know how good the quick jacks work with Corvettes, we're going to find out now with side skirts on. So let's let the car down, and we're going to see if I can even get these damn things out from underneath the car. Like I said, the front's a little bit lower than the rear, so the front's going to be more of the problem than the rear. Problem is I want to lower the rear a little bit, and I think that's probably going to be a problem. So let's see how much space I do or do not have. Oh, well, that's weird. Okay, I have plenty of space. Plenty of space. Why did that give me a problem last time? I think these things weren't fully folded down last time, maybe? Dude, that's like lots of space. Bro. So just for the record, these are the tallest blocks that I am using. You see the difference between the other blocks. So these are the tallest blocks, and again, they still do fit underneath the C6 Corvette. Again, the front is a little bit lower. Suspension is not fully settled right now, and actually Actually, I wonder if that's why this cleared a little bit easier. I don't normally have this amount of wheel gap in the back. That's ridiculous. The front, yeah, that's why it cleared. So, because the weight's been off of the suspension for the last, I don't know, 4 days, that's why it cleared so easily. As soon as that suspension settles, it's gonna sink back down, and it's gonna be a problem. Not a problem, but it's just not as easy as what I just made it look. It's, like I said, it's typically not that easy. All right, car's down on the ground. That front lip, that's not the big donkey dick extended 01 lip. It's just the regular one. So again, kind of limited on what we're gonna see tonight. Tomorrow or the next day, once I get some sunlight, I'll get the car out on the street, let the suspension settle, and show you guys what the car looks like now that it's all done. And I thought I saw some missing bolts. Hope you guys enjoy the way it looks once it gets out. We'll see. So far, this thing's looking pretty badass, and we'll see you in a couple days. All right, finally got the car out in some sunlight, and man, this did give it that touch that it needs. Again, gives it some nice contour around the front of the car. Now, I haven't tried getting it out the driveway yet, but we'll tackle that when that happens. But yeah, overall everything's looking good. Now that I look at it, I probably gotta tighten some screws. There's a little bit of a gap there. I'm gonna get on the floor quick and tighten that. As you can tell, there is a Cars and Coffee going on. People are already running down the road to the Cars and Coffee, so I'm gonna be heading out to that shortly. But again, yeah, everything looks good, other than some dust still coming out from when I drilled the holes. Taillights, again, looking good. I got some like gasket sealer stuff, or like weather stripping stuff to put around the tails. I might do that today if I can hear them bouncing around. So yeah, everything's looking good. Next thing on the menu might be forged wheels. I'm actually looking at ordering a set of custom wheels. May put in an order for that soon. We'll see. All right, so like always, I find out when I'm doing my post editing that I didn't do any kind of outro. So I hope you guys enjoy the way the car looks. I know I am absolutely flabbergasted the way it looks. It is perfect. I took it to work, and everybody is like, I know they're thinking like, look at that badass motherfucker rolling through here with this banana yellow Corvette. So this thing definitely is catching a lot more eyes. I'm happy with it. The car got in and out of the driveway great. No issues, just got to really watch my angles. So far, everything is on point. Extreme Online Sales, you guys did a great job. Retrofit Source, you did a shitty job. Morimoto, you did an okay job, which I really think you're the retrofit source anyway, so you kind of, I'll give you a fail and a half. But otherwise, everything's good. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll go ahead and add a few pictures after this wheel, and I'll show you guys pictures of what it looks like out on some flat pavement. I'll give you a better idea of how it sits now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully with some wheels, but we'll see.